So I vividly recall when I was a child asking my mum this question, where would our waste go? And she responded to me, कि it Ganga ji में जाता है. We belong to Allahabad. And me being a curious child, asked a next question to her. And that was, from where does it go from Ganga ji? And she said, it goes into the sea. Sadly, she was correct. And here I am, asking the same questions to individuals, to the communities, that where is your waste going? And they are oblivious, they are indifferent of the fact that about 80% of their waste is ending up in illegal landfills, it is illegally burned, and it is ending up in the water bodies. This is a video which I clicked on my visit to Rishikesh last month. My initial learnings about waste management happened during my séjour in France, where I was observing the residents segregating their waste diligently. I would observe their waste storage areas were so well managed, they were so well kept, and I would see their collection vehicles coming on schedule every day. And I brought back all that with me when I moved back to India. And much later, I decided to dive into waste, where I learned the nitty-gritties and the ground level realities of what is ailing waste management sector in our country. That led on to conceptualize Probased Concepts. It is a very non-classic model of waste management, where we are educating, we are empowering, and we are enabling institutions, organizations, communities, and universities to implement and execute waste management processes on their campuses so that their waste is not sent off to the landfills, and they can convert their waste into resource. So what's ailing the waste management in our country? What are the main factors that we are not able to have pleasant scenario as we would all love to see? So let us visualize our waste as this huge elephant. Yeah? So, and then there are stakeholders. So the stakeholders may be seen as the 5 blind men on the elephant trying to solve the waste issue. So the first stakeholder may be the policymakers. They are the ones who have written the waste management laws. It's done very, very clearly. The second stakeholders are the municipality and the contractors. They are responsible for implementing these laws at the ground level. And then we have generators of waste, who are us. And we are just consuming and generating waste every day. The technology providers, they are responsible, who are helping us to dispose of our waste safely. And then, of course, Swachh Bharat mission. So what's happening? Why are we unable to do what we're supposed to do? We all are working in silos, and we are always blaming each other. And the result is that even if we are spending crores of rupees as budgets of solid waste management, most of the money is just spent for transporting the waste to the landfills, for transporting the waste from our cities to the dump yards or to the landfills, which are far off from the cities. And we know there are some infamous landfills in our country. So it's high time that we shift our gears from the 3 original R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, and move on to rethink, redefine, and redesign waste. So what is rethink waste? Let us understand that we need to rethink our consumption patterns. We have to rethink and change our consumptions to eco-friendly products which we use in our day-to-day lives. We have to rethink when we bin our waste. We have to rethink the waste categories and where our waste will go. The next is redefine waste. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that cleaning and waste management are absolutely two different concepts. Just brooming your waste and collecting your waste from the bins and taking it out of your site is just cleaning. That doesn't mean that you are handling your waste efficiently. Most of the institutions and campuses where I have done assessments, we've seen that they are lined with beautiful bins. They have the best of infrastructure. They have the big strength of housekeeping team who are responsible for cleaning their campuses. But what happens? They are just cleaning, but they are not doing waste management. They are spending a lot of money every day to take out their waste from their premises to the dump yards. But what is waste management? It is when you take care of your waste from the point of source it is generated till it is safely disposed of, which is not going to cause pollution. At the point where all categories of waste will be generated. It can be organic waste, paper plastic, biomedical, garden waste, e-waste. It is handled efficiently by the housekeeping team, and then you store it, you transport it, and then there is technology for safe disposal of all categories of waste. That is called waste management. We've been seeing because of Swachh Bharat mission or whatever, there's been a lot of events which have been happening where we all start cleaning and brooming. The brooming business has become quite huge and there are a lot of events around it. But let us understand that yes, Swachh Bharat mission has brought up the subject in the forefront, but we have to go beyond it. It says, "Ek kadam swachhata ki or," but that is not enough. We have to take 100 more steps towards Swachhata Ki Or and understand where our waste is going to. So the question is, are we cleaning or are we doing waste management? That is at the core. We cannot send off waste out of a site and say that we've done waste management. We can't afford to clean anymore. We can't afford to just broom our waste out of their eyesights anymore. And then comes redesigning waste. We have to understand that we have to redesign our bin systems. That means that the simple color-coded bins where you can place it anywhere is not going to solve the purpose. The bin system has to be planned as per the facilities where the categories of the waste will be generated. For example, if you put a normal 3-bin system in a large canteen, it won't work. Because in a mess or in a canteen, there will be much more higher quantum of organic waste. For example, you would have seen the 3-bin system at the airports. And when you peep into it, you will see that in all the bins, the categories of waste are same. That doesn't work. Why? So we have to redesign. If we go to a hospital, there is a separate, totally different laws of handling biomedical waste. A basic 3-bin system is not going to work there. You need to have the proper legal color-coded bins in any medical center. Or if you go to, a hostel where students are residing, you have to have a bin system which has proper signages. Let me tell you that the awareness gap is so huge in our society that just putting bins everywhere is not at all working. We've been working with various institutions, organizations, and education does not ensure that they will use the correct bin whenever they have to bin their waste. So this is a huge gap. The bin system has to be planned along with proper signages and messages on it. We have set up bin system even to collect human hair in one of the institutions. And I'm very sad to say that in that bin where we have clearly written that just put your hair inside, we find wrappers of chips, we find fruit peels and whatnot into that bin. So this is the kind of ground level realities which we are facing. So it is very important to redesign your bin system so that it encourages the people to segregate their waste at source. It facilitates the generators of waste to segregate their waste at source. Here I would like to pinpoint that segregation at source is primary. It doesn't come secondary after collection of waste. That is the mistake India is doing. We say that I'm going to give my waste and the kachra wala or the people who pick up waste are going to segregate it. No, that doesn't happen. The segregation of waste at source is the key. So at homes, in offices, in institutions, everywhere, the bin system has to be put in such a way that it facilitates segregation at source by the generators of waste and not by the collectors of waste. Then comes waste collectors. We have to redesign our waste collection processes which are defined very well, which ensure that all categories of waste which are generated at various facilities on any campus or institute will be collected separately. Normally we tend to see if the generators of waste are segregating their waste, the waste collection vehicle will come and dump everything into it. It's a very commonly practice. It is happening, which why we get to here. The reason being they don't have proper infrastructure. The reason being they are not well educated. The reason being they are not facilitated with proper bins or color-coded bins, to handle segregated waste efficiently. So a transportation system of waste, it can be primary transportation, that is the first thing. From primary transportation, waste has to be taken to storage areas. The storage areas of waste have to be well defined. There has to be a waste storage area for paper plastic. There has to be a waste storage area for biomedical waste. There has to be a waste storage area for electronic waste. There has to be a composting yard where you can take your organic waste. So ladies and gentlemen, please understand that once you segregate your waste and your infrastructure or the processes are not properly designed to handle that segregated waste, you are going to lose everything, whatever hard work you have done. And then in the end, it is design system for handling the safe disposal of waste. That means solutions and technology, a proper technology that will suit your categories and characteristics of waste that is generated at your premises. You need to have combination of composting, biogas. You have to have vendors who will do proper recycling. You will have to have vendors who will do scientific incineration for you. That has to be designed properly. You cannot give all your waste to one vendor and just forget it and assume that he will take care of the waste. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a call to action to move beyond recycle, reuse, and reduce waste and adopt the 3 R's, the new 3 R's, the rethink, redefine, and redesign waste. Let us stop deceptive cleaning and tread on to create a future without landfills. Thank you so much.